Hi, this is William Hogarty. Today is my calmer version, fit over 45, and my video is about training legs and just the importance of training legs. I fell in love with legs a long time ago when I was 17 years old and I was training for Teenage San Jose and I started squatting and I was amazed how fast my development went. Kind of feel like if my entire body grew by my legs, I probably would have won the Olympia. It was just crazy. At my peak, my legs were 34 inches around. And this is back in the day in the late 80s. I would go out in a do rag, you know, that thing in your hair, and I would wear tights. This is way before they're ever worn by women. And it was awesome. And just the other day, my girlfriend says, Bill, I think you should get some tights. And I'm like, why not? So I often see guys in the gym, and I hate to say this, their legs look like they're hanging out of a nest. And these are the guys, they want instant gratification. They want to go to the gym, train a little shoulders, a little biceps, so somebody says you work out. But if you want to do this for 40 years and you want to look good when you're over 45, because all due respect, I see a lot of coaching in the 20s and 30s, and that sounds great. But I remember being in my 20s, I eat Big Macs and I was lean, you know, and there's guys out there saying they can eat whatever they want. That is awesome. But if you want to fast forward in your 40s and 50s, things got to change and tighten up a bit, and you got to earn your stripes. Training legs is the foundation of putting muscle on, and it's the foundation of your core. So by doing that, your skeletal bones are supported by muscles. And when guys get old, they get a fat stomach and they start bending over and they hurt their backs and everything hurts. And by training legs, you're reversing that because your core and everything is tight when you train legs. And plus, you don't look ridiculous like a bird with its legs hanging out of a nest, with all due respect. And then don't get me going on calves. That's a whole nother story. I can't believe how guys neglect that because I happen to like my calves. And watching people's reaction when I walk by, it's awesome. Anyway, on to training legs. I do a rotation. I start out with chest and calves. That's day one. Day two is back and biceps. Day three is shoulders, triceps. Day four is legs and abs. And I just continue training 4 days in a row and I just keep going till I'm sore. Now, I never know what that is, but usually it's a day around the weekends when my social calendar is full. I kind of work it around that. But I might train 8 days in a row. And I'll train body parts like biceps and I'll overlap on other days when I see fit. So I do a tremendous amount of double days, if you will, on body parts that I see necessary. It's all about what I feel. But if I didn't train legs, I'd lucky if I weighed 200 pounds. And I like being 220. I like having a larger build and being solid. So if you like that, legs are the answer. It's a mindset because you're training half your body at one time. It's very exhausting. Now, the workout I'm going to show you, I wasn't training that hard. This was the first time I ever videotaped and getting the shots right and all that stuff. But the next one I do, we're going to up the throttle a little bit and I'm going to show you what intensity is because that's what it takes, that mind to muscle connection. And so many people miss that. You got to put your head into the muscle because the more you contract it, the more development you're going to get. And it's not about time. I go to the gym, I'm probably in and out in an hour and a half, something like that, maybe an hour. Okay. So I start out, I get to the gym, I'm in the mindset, I'm training legs, and it's going to hurt a bit. I start out with leg extensions. Now, I had a knee problem back in the day. Basically, I got a cadaver, kneecap, tendon, and so I do extensions. I don't do a lot of weight in the beginning. I'm just warming up. I'm getting blood into all the joints, kind of like when you start a car cold, you don't want to ram the throttle so you have aluminum metal. You want to get everything nice and warm. I do a little bit of stretching, but in every movement, I'm stretching a lot, so it kind of goes with the territory. So I do 4 sets, maybe 70 to 90 pounds. just to warm up. Then I start with hacks. And I go over and put one plate on. Again, a couple sets just to get warm. And then I start increasing on hacks. I'll do a plate and a half, 2 plates, sometimes 3 plates, depending on it, the day. And my girlfriend just told me she wants me to wear short shorts now. And I was wearing larger shorts and cover up my legs. So now we're going to put on some leg size in the next couple months. And all it is training with a little more intensity. I'll probably put an inch on my legs. So I go over to hacks. I do 4 sets. 2 are kind of warm-up sets. And then I get into it for 4. And I'm getting a pretty good pump at this point. Then I edge over to leg press. Start out with 3 plates. Again, when I'm talking about plates, plates on each side. So I start out with 3 plates on each side. That's 6 plates. Then I go to 4 and 5 plates. Now, back in the day, when I trained with Gary Stridham, the record was 28 plates on leg press. We both had massive egos. He had won the Nationals or the USA, and I wouldn't give up. And we trained for hours, and then we laid on the gym floor for an hour or 2, and it was the hardest workout I ever had. And that was 28 plates, I think, on leg press. So now I go over to leg extensions. And in those leg extensions, now I'm going to train to failure. Now it's about muscle contraction. So after I'm done my leg press, I go to leg extensions, and I start pushing hard to get full contraction. My joints are ready, and now it's time to tax that muscle by mind to muscle connection and the contractions. These hurt, okay? And it's awesome. And when I get up from them, I can tell I have a massive pump. Once I'm done that, then I'm going to go over to leg curls. There's 2 types you can do. You can do the laying down, as you see in this video. The key to this is rolling your hips up when you come up. When you bring your leg up, you're rolling and contracting that hamstring at the top. Now, I've never tore a muscle in my life, okay? I am very, very careful. Hamstrings, you have to be very careful on. You can tear a hamstring in a heartbeat, and I partially torn stuff, but I back off right away, and it allows it to heal. So I'm at a place in my life, it's all about life extension. And I'm doing things that don't put me backwards. So very smooth movements, full contractions, and careful not to overstress so you're doing muscle pulls. Then I go over to abs, maybe 20, 25 reps on pull downs. I have to be careful not overdeveloping my stomach. I have a massive core, very thick stomach, and it kind of goes against the look I'm looking for, which is wide shoulders and a thin stomach. So I don't train too much in abs because they can overdevelop very quickly. I have good intercostals. I'm actually surprised at my age. I don't have a lot of wrinkles, and I'm very excited about the overall look I'm getting. One thing I will share with this is what is so important with the training is once you get done training, getting protein in as soon as possible. So when I'm done doing legs, I'm getting 50 grams of protein, a protein drink almost immediately. And then I go into my rotation of meals, which will be turkey, chicken, Brussels sprouts, and rice throughout the day. My DM is always open, okay? You can ask me questions. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to give you tips. I love giving back. Back in the day when I trained with such intensity, people try to talk to me and I would just be focused. I didn't mean to be offensive, but now when people talk to me, I take the time and talk to them because it's truly a compliment. And I'll tell you, it makes such a massive difference is overall muscular development. And again, legs are a big part of it. Gives you massive confidence because if you have large muscles, it shows up in your confidence in everything you do. And if you link that with humility, I think people like that. And so I am here for you. And anything I can answer for you, a cut straight. I believe in transparency. It's the way I am. I'm here to serve you. Let me know if this format, the calmer, having a real backdrop is something that's working for you because I feed off what works for you. Anyway, have a wonderful day, and I wish you great training.